Time now for Byers Beat with public safety investigative reporter Christine Byers. She writes the Byers Beat column on KSDK.com, bringing us more context to big stories.
Yeah, and this week she broke the news about Missouri Attorney General's report on Kim Gardner. It shows what he found during an investigation into the former circuit attorney's administration. So can you tell us what are the main takeaways with this report? Because there's a lot to take in.
There was a lot to take in. I mean, 62 pages of information. So some of the takeaways were that there were 25,000 cases that were dismissed. Now, those are cases that were supposed to be taken under advisement, and apparently there was no advisement taken on those cases. There was also a lot of evidence talked about that there were overworked and short-staffed in the office to the point where there were mental and physical illness going on among the staff there. And there were two occasions where Attorney General Bailey's staff investigators actually followed Miss Gardner to nursing school twice.
So, and it also revealed, if I have this right, something about her resignation back in May. Very interesting. It
was very interesting. So the timing was that her resignation happened just hours before a judge was supposed to rule on whether or not the Attorney General could depose her, as well as get school records from St. Louis University to find out just how much time she was spending in school.
Timing, not so much a coincidence then in that. Okay, so what is the report? You mentioned the nursing school. What does the report say about her going to nursing school while in office?
Well, on the day that, Judge Noble sort of infamously declared that her office was a rudderless ship of chaos, the Attorney General's investigators found that she was actually at school most of that day, and she was supposed to be in court, and the judge wanted to know where she was. The Attorney General also says that there is a law that says that officials need to dedicate their entire time to their office, and he wants that law to have some more teeth. And so here's what the AG had to say about why that is a significant point.
She undertook duties that were not part of her official duties and thereby waived her sovereign immunity. If there was harm caused because of those behaviors, potentially there's liability there as well.
So is he saying crime victims or maybe even defendants could actually sue her?
Anybody really can, is what he's saying, Mike. And he's saying that includes, even city leaders who can prove if her actions or inactions caused them any harm.
Okay, now moving forward now, are there, what if any, consequences could she face?
So the Attorney General says that depending on what is in this report, if the Office of Chief Disciplinary Counsel looks at it, they could potentially disbar her. And there are also questions that are raised in this report about how her money was spent during her time in office. And depending on how that money was spent, it could lead to criminal charges. And so the other thing is that the Attorney General also tells me he is still seeking documents that Gardner refused to turn over to his office. So there may be more to come.
I'm sure you'll keep us on top of this. You can see your report on KSDK.com. Thank you, Christine.